born in Nigeria. Grew up in Nigeria up to when I was a teen, then decided to come to America, to pursue my dream and do something different. Asami means my culture in Yoruba language, which is one of the languages that is spoken in Nigeria. Passion for tea for me will be because when you grow up in Africa, when people come to visit you, you always entertain them or welcome them with some kind of beverage, and tea is always number one when you have people who come to visit. The tea industry or the tea business, just like any business, is very challenging. So there's a lot of competition. You just have to find a way to differentiate yourself from every other tea businesses out there or any other company out there. And the way that we do it is making sure that people know that our mission is to create an alternative market for African farmers and get ingredients from there and blend it and educate people on the benefits of the tea and where it's coming from. So I wanted to help people see that good teas comes from Africa too. I also wanted to give back to those farmers that are doing those great jobs because growing up in Africa for me too, I grew up on the farm and I know how intense the farming community with their work and their labor, and they don't get so much for it. So I wanted to shed some light to that and give back to them. Interacting with the farmers, see the products as it grows from the seed to when they harvest it and dry it and they ship it out. It's a great process to be able to see. So that's part of the mission also, to take, after people are able to enjoy this product, be able to take them back to those farms also so that they can see where those products are coming from and be able to experience the culture in Africa. Just like, you might have a supplier approval program, we have a farmer approval program that we do, and they go through a series of questions and how they're fitted into what we try to do and the need for the product that we are trying to meet, and how we can better do well with each other in terms of what they can provide for the community and how we can also help them. So we need to look for what makes them unique also. So we have to travel over there and see what they are producing and also see how they're producing that and the labor that they're using and all that. Make sure that there's not child labor or anything like that. Ethically grown. If it's organic, we need to know that they're doing it the right way and things like that. So there are a lot of criteria into getting to the farmer that we want to, but at the same time, sometimes some people refer some farmers to us also. So it could be many ways to connect with those farmers, but they need to fit into those criteria that we want to make sure that we are compatible to work together. So the cost of doing business coming from Africa is more challenging also, and logistic of bringing it over here is more. And when larger businesses or bigger companies go to Africa and buy tea and put their labels on it, you don't actually know where those tea are coming from. So for us, when we put our label on it, and with the name of the tea and the story behind it, people know where the tea are coming from, right? Another thing is, you can also, on our website, you can see the farmers that are producing those teas, and you can, build a relationship with them and tip them, and it goes directly to them also.
I'm basically a barista in training still. I make drinks up front, and I also help out in the back with packaging the tea, labeling, and that kind of thing for online orders or to sell here in the store.
So I got connected with Asami through the Venture Internship Program, which is like an entrepreneurship program that ties students to local startup companies. Do sales and some marketing for Asami. I work at the Fayetteville Farmers Market, so I sell tea there and talk to customers, kind of educate them about the tea.
I love tea. I was not a coffee person until just a couple years ago, so I'm still learning on the coffee side, but one of our Guji coffee is my favorite that I've tried anywhere. But the teas, I've always loved teas. I've always drank, gallons at home, honestly, and so that's what drew me here is I love to drink the tea.
I've always loved tea and coffee, but I truly have never had anything like Asami before. Before I used to drink like kind of random coffee that I would just get at the store, and I would try different ones, but until I tried Asami coffee, I was like, I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
I came in believing that my favorite tea was Earl Grey. I may still leave believing that it's Earl Grey because his Earl Grey is amazing, so yeah. But some of the blends are really, really nice.
He has a lot of spicy teas. I have bought a mint cocoa tea from him that is really good. I bought that one last winter, and it's a good winter tea. It really soothes your throat, and I do like that one. And he even gave me some extra mint to go in my cocoa. So yeah, he does little things like that.
I have several favorites. I don't think I could choose just one favorite. I really like herbal fruity teas. So we have a Savannah berry bloom, a hibiscus berry, a wild berry Botswana. Those are all kind of herbal fruity flavors, and those are all my favorite. But I love our Luxor lemon tea. I like having that at night or early in the morning hot. So some of them I prefer cold versus hot, so I have my different flavors. I also love, if you don't mind me going on about a couple of them, but our Ashanti cocoa, I love chocolate, and that is one of our more chocolatey flavors, and also our cocoa shell tea is one of my favorites. It's a very strong chocolate flavor.
I feel like, and I get this a lot too from customers that will come back for more tea at the farmer's market, because I have regulars there that literally get like 5 teas. They'll buy like 5 teas like a week because they just run out of it so quickly because they love it. Like we have locals here that love it here, and it's just like a really high energy place, and people are really involved in wanting to know about the products, wanting to know about the ingredients, wanting to know the health benefits of them. And I've never really experienced that before with other companies that I've worked for. They weren't asking like, oh, like is this tea gonna like help me with my, my sleep problems? Now I get customers that are like, I've been like struggling so much with like sleep. Do you have anything that will help me with sleep? And I'm like, I got you. Lion sleeps tonight. So yeah, I would say like there's like a connection with the brand that's a lot deeper than other companies I've seen.
We have regulars that come in all the time, and when we know their name, we get to know them, and so they like that they can come in and they're greeted by name, and sometimes we know exactly what drink they're gonna get, and so that's just fun to work with people and to be able to make drinks and learn the process of making them.
I think the coolest thing is at the farmer's market, there will be people that are from like Africa that will come up, and they'll get like super excited to see like our products and like learn about our products. I've had like people that are like, oh, it's like a little taste of home that they get to experience drinking our teas and herbs and coffees.
When we have people come in that have been to Africa, have lived there or just visited there, they're always really excited because we have on our tea wall the little jars of all of our teas that they can open up and smell, and every time they will find one that reminds them of a specific place they've been to in Africa. And I just think that's really neat, and you see the nostalgia on their face, and they're like, oh, that just takes me back. And so, just smell being tied to memory, it's really cool when people come in like that. And we do get quite a few people that have been there, and they know exactly the regions that are listed on our coffee bags.
I love the owner. I love what he stands for and what he's trying to do here. I love the quality. I love the purpose of supporting the small farmer in Africa.
He's a really hard worker, and he knows a lot about tea. I don't get to see him like that much just because he works like a full-time job, and this is like his side business, I guess. Yeah, I love to learn about kind of his mission here and his goals, and he's honestly like a really inspiring person to work with.
I believe his background is as a food scientist, and so that fascinates me, that because he's created all of our tea blends himself, that's why they're unique to our brand. And yeah, it fascinates me that he is able to come up with these himself and figure out what ingredients and how much of each to put together to make a really good tasting tea.
It's a really cool company. Like I've said it multiple times, like I truly do believe in this company. I believe in the products that we use because I use them every day. Like I drink either our tea or our coffee every day. Everyone that works here, we drink probably like 3 cups a day. We go through a lot of tea and coffee and stuff, so I would definitely recommend it. It's a great atmosphere too. Like the employees that work here are really fun. Ola's like a really great boss to work with. It's a really chill environment, yet you're on your feet and you're learning a lot. Like there's just so much to learn. Like I don't know if I'll ever stop like learning about the tea just because it's so complex. There's so many benefits to the tea. There's just so many little like intricacies in this business that you can learn about and learn from. So yeah, I love it here.
I've learned so much since starting here. I've always loved tea and knew a little bit, but not nearly as much as I have learned just in the short time I've been here. I love learning from Ola because he's just a wealth of information about the tea. I feel like I'm always bugging him with questions about the different things because there is so much to learn about all the different kinds, because there's, you know, rooibos and there's black teas and green and white, and they all have different properties and different things that they can help with. And so, yeah, there's so much to learn. I feel like I've learned a lot from him, but still have a long ways to go.
There are different places in Africa that grows tea, and mostly in the East Africa, that's where they grow majority of the tea because of the, you know, topography, the temperature, and the land and all that. So, and tea comes from, the true tea comes from a plant, which is the, you know, Camellia sinensis plant, which is the tea plant. And it looks like this, which is one of the evergreen plants that you'll see. So from this one plant, you can make different type of tea. So we have some white tea right here, which is a high quality white tea from Rwanda. I don't know if you can see that. So that's just, you know, withered and ready to go. It's a very minimal process. Very expensive tea also. And then, you know, from this same plant that we're talking about, you know, we can also make green tea. So another true tea right there. And then, you know, we can, this is a black tea which goes through oxidation, so it looks much different. It's a full leaf also, so by the time you know, brew it, it's going to expand, and it's, you know, this same leaf, it's what gives us that. And then over here, this is different. It's also Camellia sinensis plant, but this is Camellia sinensis, you know, Hasamika. So this is a different species. So this one right here is called, it's purple tea. When it's actually growing, it started as a, you know, the leaves doesn't look green. It's purple. It only grows in Kenya. And when this tea actually brews, when we brew this tea, you will find out that it has this purple hue from that original tea, and it's processed just like green tea. So colloquially, right, anything that is steeped in water is called tea, but the true tea is actually those ones right here. Everything else that you know steep in water right here, you know, what we call, you know, herbal tea or tisanes. So they are not real tea, but you still steep them in water, so we call them tea also. So any of these ingredients you can combine to make different herbal tea that you want. Right here we have rooibos, so this is red rooibos right here. We have chamomile over here. We have moringa. We have cocoa shells over here. Obviously, this is ginger right here. We have you know, lemon peels on this side. We have spearmint. You know, we have peppermints, cardamom. We have cinnamon. We have, you know, orange peels. You know, rose hip. So the ingredient, you know, plethora of ingredients are out there that you can combine into your blend. It doesn't have to be one-dimensional, you know, type of blend, but it depends on your goal. Are you trying to make the blend for a particular reason? If it's, you know, for detoxification or for sleep, or you want to make it to, you know, to help you fight immune system, or during the cold you want something for allergies and stuff like that. So it depends on what you're trying to do. That's how you combine your ingredients. Obviously, it needs to taste good. It needs to look good. You're combining different ratios to make it. It does not always work at, you know, at your first go, but you have to try different ingredients to make sure that it comes out right. Then you get, you know, people that can, you know, help you taste the product. It's like cooking. Yeah, you know, if you have a recipe, you follow the recipe, right? But you gotta make some preparation to get to that actual final recipe, right? Let's say we have, let's say I'm making a small blend. I can have my base, which could be a green tea or a black tea or a rooibos or chamomile as a base. Then I'll have my, other ingredient that's going to be added to it. So complementary ingredient that's going to be added to it will be a certain percentage of that combination. And then I can add some fruits into it or some other things that will give it a little bit of color, or make it pop or make it look good, but doesn't necessarily have a lot of unique benefit to it, but just to make it look good. So different combination of ingredients to make a blend, and then make sure that you cup that product to make sure that it actually tastes good also, because you can put a blend together, that doesn't mean it's gonna taste good. So you have to taste it and try it yourself. We'll grade them based on different sizes, make sure that they're following what they need to be, and also we have a lot of tests that we send out to other labs that will help look at those ingredients, make sure that they are also safe also. So and when you're measuring those ingredients, when you're doing your blend, make sure that accuracy of the scales are good, and then you are looking at each ingredient on your final product or package, make sure that it's correct, so that if it's allergy, obviously we don't do any allergy products here, because we want to avoid that and try to clean between everything. So the example, let's say we carry any allergy, then we have to clean everything and make sure it's the last product that we're making, so that there is no contamination or anything like that. Once everything is mixed together, you package it. You make sure that the package you're using, the ingredient match whatever you're packaging, and make sure that it looks good for the customer, it's sealed, and all that, and it's presentable. So we're blending and we're making the product as needed, so that we don't have product that is just sitting there. So they're as fresh as possible when they go out to the customer.
I actually saw it on the main street here and thought that looks like an interesting place. I think I want to go in and find out more about it. So I met a couple friends who we were getting together for coffee one morning and said, how about if we go over to Asami? And we had a delightful time. We met with the owner. He was just so nice, and the barista, I guess that's what you would call the person behind the counter, there. And we just had a really special time, and so I wanted to come back again, and I want to promote this place.
As soon as they opened, I was over there. I love tea. And I've tried, I don't know how many different flavors of tea. And I'm still trying to find that one that I can't remember the name of. I know that it's an orange and cinnamon spice of some type, and I'm gonna find it again, because they help you. They help you try all different types when you go over there, and they're just great people. So I will find it again, but you can try all different types of teas over there, and they'll let you taste whatever you want.
Well, I've already told a lot of people about it. I guess that's part of who I am, is that if I like something, you're going to know it, then too. And so I left here knowing that I wanted to come back, and then shared with other friends about the unique experience. For me, food is an adventure, and I like cultures are fun to experience, and so I always like to just try something new. So I've brought other people here then too, to just simply experience it, because I think that's just part of life, is getting out of our safe little boxes and trying new things.
The art part of it is it has to look good. If you look at some of our blends, you're like, wow, this, I can take a picture of this because it looks good. Obviously, it has to taste good, but it needs to look good too, because people shop with their eyes too. You're using all your senses when you're shopping. It smells good, it tastes good, it looks good. So that art needs to be there. That's why you add some, accent into the tea. Sometimes even though they might not be functional to that tea, but they make it look good. Like, you know, you're making a production of something, which is what we were talking about earlier. You know, presentation matters, yeah. Regardless of how it is, the way you present it to your customer or to your boss or whoever it is, yeah, you need to present it in a right way and make sure it looks good. So presentation matters, and that presentation will come from that art of making the tea.